What's going on YouTube? My name is Skill87 and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing Child of Light for the PlayStation 4. But before that, take a good look behind me at my gorgeous, beautiful, comfortable, mellowed out gaming setup, my gaming room. This is how you're supposed to game on console on the PlayStation 4. Get a nice, beautiful rocker recliner to match your gaming room. Get a nice ceiling fan AC going on. 50-inch Samsung LED. Chill. That is how you're supposed to game on consoles. You're supposed to just play and fucking chill. That's a gaming setup. Okay. So, I want to review Child of Light. I just beat the fucking game. And I had a absolute blast playing the game. It's not like, it ain't no over-the-top RPG, but for $15, I was like, yo, this is a badass $15 game. So, I didn't even know a Child of Light fucking existed. But a week prior to me quitting Final Fantasy 14 Online, guy in my free company, well, he used to play the game. He plays a lot of Diablo. His name is Ikari. He's like, dude, the game called Child of Light coming out. I looked it up. I was like, it looks pretty decent. I got Watch Dogs coming out Tuesday, and I said, fuck it, I need something to play. So I downloaded Child of Light and Transitor. So I'm actually going to play Transitor next, even before I play Watch Dogs. I got Watch Dogs played for, but I just beat Child of Light. But to play Transitor, then I'm gonna play Watch Dogs. So it just, I was like, wow, for $15 fucking dollars, I was addicted as fuck to this game. It was just great. And what got me really into it was its art style. Okay, I love cel shaded graphics. I love an old school RPG. I love turn-based. I also like turn-based with a little, modern flavor. Because the game, while the game is turn-based, it also has a lot of, modern mechanics that allow you to interrupt, set people back on the active time gauge. It's just little mechanics that just make such a simple game so fun to play. Okay, the game has issues, which I'll talk about, none of which are actually game breaking. More or less, they're just issues that don't interfere with the gameplay, just make it so that there's variety. But due to, I want to use the term unbalanced gameplay in the sense amongst the characters you get to control, there's a lot of pointless things in the game. So, you got this little girl, okay? Her name is Aurora. She's a cute little girl, a bunch of red fucking hair. It just happens to just float by itself as you walk. Has like the overly exaggerated anime floating hair shit. And in this $15 game, okay, you're the princess, and you wake up from a dream. Not a dream. You fall asleep, and you wake up in this awkward world, like plagued. I don't use the term plague. It just has a bunch of fantasy shit, like talking rats and big hulking beasts and magic and shit. And you have to. Your quest starts off you simply wanting to wake up and go back to your father, the Duke, the Grand Duke, the King, the big kahuna, the real ass boss nigga. And along your adventure, you meet very traditional role-playing, RPG characters like a little dwarf, and you got the little firefly that follows you and shit like that. And then it turns into something deeper when you find out that you're, in a sense, stuck in this alternate world. And your father's sick and he's dying, and I'm not to spoil too much, but very traditional, very, very old school kind of story, kind of script. It's you're the princess and you have to take on people who are trying to take your father out. And you have to do that in this alternate world. Now the game is fucking beautiful. That was the one thing that just kept me playing. This game, with its ambiance and environments and the way you actually traverse the environments with your ability to just simply fly, it is fucking beautiful as shit, my nigga. You have no fucking clue. You gotta play this game and you can be like, wow, this is like some really relaxing shit. Like, it's so good how simple they took this concept of you got a world, you can traverse it, and if you want, you can just fucking fly. And then the game doesn't hold your hand in the sense it allows you to progress further into different environments without telling you can't go there, and you can just find all these secrets and shit. It has like you ever play old school side scrollers where you're rewarded for going off course and shit like that. This game has that. You can fly. This fucking game has that. This game has very old school traditional RPG characters. You got dwarves, talking animals. You got traditional RPG classes. You got the tank. You got the two different types of healers. You got the bard. You got the white mage. You got the red mage in a sense. You got all types of. Now, of course, whilst in the game, they're not called that. You just have you have like a jester, and he's your healer. Aurora, she's more like your paladin. You got a guy who can taunt enemies, so they play the role of these traditional jobs. I'm just using terms like paladin and shit like that because I'm just a fucking geek like that. But every character presents a different role and different purpose. And what I like about it is you don't have to actually, the game doesn't force all these extra characters on. There's actually some characters you can actually miss. And the game is Uplay. So you can actually take the Uplay points. Like you play other Ubisoft games, you can get a bunch of other fucking shit. I don't like the game because the game kind of nickels and dimes you. Like it gives you a bunch of choices to buy, a bunch of like crystals that you used to, you slot your character with, and it's excessive, and people are buying them. I don't understand why people are buying them. The game gives you plenty of crystals, and the game's not even fucking hard to begin with. But the game has DLC. The game has you can buy upgrades. Don't even bother. Trust me, it gives you plenty of upgrades. So let's talk about the actual, the thing that typically talk about, because it's been a while since I've actually done this. Graphically, the game is beautiful. It's cel shaded, and the artistic direction in this game is just like, it's just great. It's relaxing. It's beautiful, relaxing, and charming. And script-wise, like I love the fact that in the entire game, everyone's rhyming. The entire script, number rhymes. Nothing but rhymes. And if you actually take the time to read what they're saying, another thing I like about the game, they don't talk too much. I hate when you got an RPG and they talk too fucking much. This RPG, they talk, but just enough. Just enough. So you meet a new character, they say 2-3 things to each other, bam, here's your new partner, go on an adventure. Simple. And the cutesy fucking rhymes are just there, just like, yes, they give such good script writing, very charming. Character designs are just great. You got, like I said, you got Jester, Big Hulking Beast, you got a fucking dwarf, you got fucking Robin Hood the rat. Aurora, the main character, she's just such a pretty little character. Like when she's a little girl, she got a little ass sword and shit. I was like, oh, it's fucking great. When you cast spells, everything looks great as you upgrade your spells and utilize a skill tree and you get bigger upgrades. Your simple spells transform to much more awesome spells. Very simple. This is a turn-based RPG with an active time battle concept. You got a little bar right here, and then at the end of the bar turns red. Once it's your turn, the game freezes. You choose what you want to do, and then from there, depending on what skill you chose, depends on how fast your little red bar charges. If an enemy hits you while you're in the red bar, you can get interrupted and pushed back. You have to start over. Very simple. Excuse me, sorry. Drinking a lot of this salsa water, sparkling water. Give me gas in the chest. Control-wise, nothing really talking control-wise. Control is just fucking fine. Sound-wise, very nice ambiance. Couple of nice scores. There's not too much music in the game, but with the little music is in the game, it's nice. It fits. It's not excessive. It's not like adrenaline pumping. There's like one adrenaline pumping song, but the music is very mellow, chill. Even when you fight bosses, you have a boss theme, but it's nothing excessive. It still maintains this mature level. It's as if the RPG was more or less designed for a younger generation of gamers. Nothing too crazy, nothing too excessive. It's just right for this type of game. The game is beautiful, so it's a beautiful ambiance. It would have been kind of awkward if you had like a really beautiful game and like hardcore music. It wouldn't make sense. It's really good ambiance. Lengthwise, I believe about 10-12 hours. 10-12 hours for me because I did side quests and I like this grind. It took about 10 to 12 hours for me on my first playthrough. By the time I beat the game, I was level 50 across the board. Some people talking about they beat the game in hard mode, and they were level 40 across the board. I was level 50 put on normal mode across the board, 10, 12 hours. That was with side quests and a little grinding here and there. I just enjoyed the game. Like I made sure I got my money's worth. I got that $15 worth. Okay, 10, 12 hours for $15 fucking dollars. That's ridiculous. That is fucking ridiculous. And last but not least, let's talk about the ups and downs. So positive things about the game, like I said, does a lot right, very little wrong. What I find that the game does wrong, is you got all these characters to choose from in your party, but due to the unbalanced nature of some characters, especially your little dwarf mage, who's just OP as shit, if you skill him up properly on the skill tree, you'll never need to use anything other than him and Aurora. And once you unlock a specific beast that has little claw hands and he acts as your tank, you combine the tank and the mage, and bam, you just beat the game. So you can, in a sense, abuse the same combo. Like I was literally abusing for hours one combo. Fight with Star, taunt, lightning across the board, bam, instant win on anything. Even monsters that were resistant to magic, lightning spam. And that was a little, caught my eye. I forced myself to use other characters, and yes, all the characters are fun to use. Every character is useful. Every character brings something to the table. My favorite character is the Bard. Okay, the person, this little girl, she's like a lizard, and she can paralyze enemies and freeze them in place. But what I found unbalanced about her is I was able to use the same paralyze ability on the final boss, ultimately, literally shitting on the final boss. I just paralyzed the boss, hit her like 2-3 times, paralyzed the boss. I was like, wow, I just shitted on this fucking game. I just hacked the shit out of it. But it was fun. It was definitely fun. When it comes to upgrading your characters via crystals, there's a very minor upgrade system. Each character has 3 slots. There is no buying weapons. There is no buying armor. You simply level up, and you take points from you. When you level, you get a skill point. And then you just level up on the skill tree based on every character has 3 directions going on the skill tree. Every character has a pro attack, pro defense, and pro their specialty. And you'll end up mixing it up like I did. Big fucking, it ain't nothing special. Bowser, stop playing with the fucking chew toy. But like I said, the game is all the characters are fun to use. But once you figure out what your team's gonna be, that's what your team's gonna be. And despite this game having like you can slot crystals into your character. No matter what really you no matter what crystals, no matter how many different crystals they offer you, same thing with the characters, there are specific crystals that you're going to want across all your characters. All my characters pretty much had white and black crystals. I didn't use any of the elements, they were pointless. I just went for, onyx crystals, this white crystal, and a couple of characters had like a blue crystal, and that was pretty much it. So the game gives you options, but the options are not required. And like most typical RPGs, the game throws a bunch of cool items at you. Such as, more defense, more speed. And yeah, you have to sacrifice a turn to use the item, so I'm not going to waste a turn using the item. Also, for those who are familiar with Final Fantasy X, you got up to 3, you can fight up to 3 to 4 enemies, but you can only have 2 people on your side. And during your turn, you can switch your character, and that doesn't waste a turn. So let's say it's Aurora's turn, and you want to switch to your dwarf mage. You switch to him real quick, do an attack, bam. So that's a nice little touch. So what the game does right, it's charming as fuck. It has a wonderful script, great ambiance, and great mix of old school meets new school RPG mechanics. But the game is too easy. Bowser! Come here. Come here, Bowser. The game is just too easy. So on, boy. Where you at? All right. Hey, whoa. You doing that shit? We got a camera. The game is just too easy. So if you can put aside the difficulty of the game, which is completely non-existent, you're in for a wonderful, beautiful, like I said, for me, 10 to 12 hour game for $15. Now, if you need something to play, or you're just looking for that old school feel, or you really just want a nice, charming experience, like you're just tired of all the fucking violence in all these games, and you want to experience an RPG and just sit there and just relax, Child of Light's your game. The game is $15, so I really don't feel it's justified to give the game a 1 through 10 kind of score. I'm just going to say that I recommend the purchase. I recommend, and I feel Ubisoft is giving you a product that you can justify $15. That's my review for Child of Light. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm about to review Wolfenstein next, so stick around.